think it's important for like J.J. Abrams to put his own spin on this and make it his story, but also for the fans.
Yeah.
Like there's a middle ground you can reach there, and I think overall,
I think I read something where J.J. Abrams said he learned a lot from The Force Awakens. Okay.
And we're back.
Flash review?
Yeah, not like an actual Flash review, but like, or what was it? Flash news.
Flash news.
Yeah.
Like, we're here. We just saw the whole Carrie Fisher is going to be a little bit more in there than in episode 9.
So yeah, let's give a real premise here.
Go
so
for it.
Carrie Fisher is apparently more involved in episode 9 than we would imagine, and I believe that it's more than just like quick little moments from
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, not so much of that in CGI. It's not just going to be like they take a few scenes that could have worked in there and throw it in there. It looks like they're going to be using more than we thought. Like, it's not going to be like... I don't think they're going to do a flashback and explain her death. It sounds like they're going to, like... It sounds a lot like what they're going to do is they're going to have her present for probably first act of the movie a good amount, and then have a tragedy happen and she's dead within the second half, or the second act of the film.
Yeah.
My assumption.
I thought it was really cool that they announced, like, it all comes from, they said they're going to use Last Jedi footage too.
Yeah, so that's where it's coming from.
And do you think it's going to be forced or awkward or anything? Like,
so
I mean,
how's it going to feel for the audience having that experience of, like, seeing it? I think there's going to be, like, it's going to be sad when we first see her on screen, of course.
Yeah.
That was one of the big fears about why, and one of the reasons why The Dark Knight Rises changed so much from when it was originally thought to be, because they were said to use Heath Ledger footage of him in the asylum. And that was just, like, that was after it first changed. Like, originally he was supposed to be very present in the sequel, or
I thought he was going to be the main villain.
Pretty much. He was going to be the main villain in The Dark Knight Rises, and then he died. And that's unfortunate. And what happened was the plan was to use stock footage of him on trial, and that just it didn't feel right to the director. You know, Christopher Nolan didn't feel right about that.
Does it feel right here?
I don't know. That's the weird thing. Star Wars goes back so far, and Carrie Fisher goes back to the very beginning. I think it's what she would want. Who am I to say what she would want? But I think as someone who just lived that for so long, and
she was Leia.
Yeah, and as that history happens, I think in a way it's kind of I don't want to say it's ode to the fans, but I think the fans will enjoy it. But I also think it's a really nice way to honor her memory in a way, without just killing her off.
I think if, like, Carrie was so, like, I don't know her, but out of all the interviews I ever read, she was so just bold and so gung-ho and just like, go fuck yourself if she really wanted to tell you. And I think she would want Leia done right in this situation. And I hope it's done right. I hope that the story doesn't get forced into this send-off, though. Mm-hmm. Like, where you feel like they should have just scrolled her. Yeah. Like, if just in case you don't know what I mean, like, put her in the beginning scroll of Leia's dead.
Yeah, that was a big theory about how that was going to happen. And her daughter, Carrie Fisher's daughter, gave the director a blessing to do this. And I think at that point it does feel right. Because, I mean, who would know better what she wants than her daughter? But
yeah, Billie Lourd's blown up, too.
Yeah.
American Horror Story, she was great.
For sure. And I think
And it was her brother, though, right? Well, or what were you going to say? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump
that
ahead.
was it.
Oh, so her brother, Todd Fisher, gave a statement about the whole situation. Yeah. And why don't you're better at that, giving the whole layout, I think.
So, the statement went as such, and we're not totally sure if he's talking about how they're handling the Carrie Fisher footage or how the whole film's going to be, just due to directors and directions they're going. But it seems as if Todd Fisher says that this is going to be done for the fans, and I think that is kind of going more the route of the whole movie, the feel of the movie, and how Leia's death will be
a part of it.
But overall, I think he's talking about the film as well. But I know that it's centralized in how they're taking care of Leia's character.
Yeah, and in it, he also says, like, the whole family gives their blessing.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like this is right. They know Carrie would want this.
For sure.
And I think that I hope. Okay, I hope he's talking about the whole movie, because after The Last Jedi, it just left a sour taste in fans' mouths.
I think so too, which is really surprising to me.
It wasn't an awful movie.
I didn't think it was bad at all. I didn't even think.
Was it a good Star Wars movie? Did it?
Honestly, you want to know where I think a lot of it failed was kind of towards the end, and it was mostly with Luke's character.
I think it was a lot to do with Luke's character.
And even Mark Hamill himself wasn't too pleased with that. But honestly, if you take that aspect of how they portrayed Luke's character away from the film, I think overall it was a good Star Wars film. I think that itself left an overall sour taste in fans' mouth. If they would have made Luke's story more compressed within a certain part of the film and not spread throughout the most of the film, I think honestly people would have loved it. I think people would have been like, I didn't like this one part, and then they would have moved on.
I kind of just wish she was a little more hopeful. Like, maybe when she, showed up to the island, it was like, oh my god, I tried to get away from all of this, and somehow it found me, and now I need to take my part back. Yeah. And they wouldn't even need to change the story. They would just need to change how depressed he is at first. The green milk scene, I mean, yeah.
That's hilarious.
He needs to play Rick.
Yeah, he needs to play Rick in Rick and Morty, like a live action Rick and Morty.
Oh my god.
Him, and then cast Michael Cera as Morty.
Oh my god. Perfect fan casting.
Yeah, even though he's old as fuck. Now,
yeah.
Michael Cera's almost 30.
So the hope for me, we got off. The hope is that it's going to be a better Star Wars movie, and it's going to be for the fans, because I believe Star Wars it's all of ours. And these directors are just lucky that they got to direct this movie.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm sorry, they've earned it, but that story's there, man.
Yeah, and it's really hard as a director, to make something so pleasant for the fans, but still leave your imprint on it.
Yeah.
And to put your own tale and to tell your own story, but to also make it for the fans. Me being a film student, I say this all the time, I love Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's my favorite director, and I really love what he does.
Here comes the comments.
So yeah, well, a lot of people actually show their support to Zack Snyder. I know I think a lot of people hate some of the things he does individually, but I think overall people love him, and I think a lot of what's been happening about that kind of, I love that he does the movies for him and for some of the more comic-based fans in a lot of his comic book stories, in Watchmen and Batman v Superman. And that's not the point of this. The point of this is Star Wars talk, but I think it's important for J.J. Abrams to put his own spin on this and make it his story, but also for the fans.
Yeah.
There's a middle ground you can reach there, and I think overall...
I think I read something where J.J. Abrams said he learned a lot from The Force Awakens.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean...
Are you upset that it's not going to be Chris Lord and Philip Miller, or Chris Miller and Philip Lord
directing? I was you have that so backwards. No, I'm actually okay with that. I actually really like them as directors. They do didn't they do How I Met Your Mother?
Maybe.
I think they did How I Met Your Mother.
They definitely did the Lego Movie.
They did that, and they did a great job with that.
I think they did Batman Lego Movie too.
They did.
Which
I know. One of them's doing Nightwing.
No.
Which one's doing Nightwing? Chris McKay.
Yeah.
So I get him and the other one mixed up a lot, but I'm excited about that. I mean, I'm not totally sad it's not them. I'm okay with J.J. Abrams. I think he'll do it right. Yeah. I always try to give faith to the director, even though a lot of people don't like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
So I actually have to go do something real quick. I can hear my dog.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds very serious. Why don't you just talk about all your overall benefit?
Yeah, so I think a big point we need to talk about is overall, is this going to benefit the film, or is this going to or is this gonna kind of take away from it in a way? And I like to think that like using the Carrie Fisher footage that's unused from Star Wars Episode 8, overall, will it benefit the movie, or is it going to lead to a little bit of confusion, maybe a sour taste left in people's mouth?
Sorry, my dog got into our food and ate a shitload of it.
Sounds like your dog.
Suck your dick for a steak, man.
Yeah, that dog is...
Anyways,
So I'll re-ask the question. Overall, do you think using the unused footage of Carrie Fisher will benefit the film in a good way, or do you think it's going to leave a sour taste in people's mouth that could kind of deter them from Star Wars films or deter them from these directors?
I think it's going to be done well. J.J. Abrams is in charge of Bad Robot.
Right.
What's the last Bad Robot movie you've seen?
God, I don't know. It's been... I can't think of what it was.
Maybe Wrath of Khan. The Star Trek 2. Into Darkness. Like, and that wasn't even bad.
No, it was...
It wasn't even bad. But
it was one I've seen recently, but it wasn't... It's not a new movie. It's
Cloverfield?
No, I can't remember.
Okay. Well, I
remember it coming up.
I love Cloverfield. They do Mission Impossible now, which is being hailed as one of the best action movies ever.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, I got these guys that I trust in. J.J. Abrams is one of them. Trust in Abrams.
Yeah.
Like Force Awakens. If he says he can make this work, he's going to make it work.
I think so, and I think he's going to do right by all these characters. Oh, we didn't talk about this. Lando's supposed to show up.
Oh, let's
just talk about that real quick.
So, I'm super psyched.
Yeah, okay, so Billy D. Williams shows up as Lando. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not
It's not Donald Glover.
It's not Donald Glover.
I'm not just going to age him for the movie. No, this is really exciting. It's just kind of a fun fact at the end, you know.
Yeah, in case nobody heard it, but
it's gonna be really cool.
I mean, to see there's gotta be...
I really wish we could have gotten all of the original cast in Episode 7. That would have been awesome.
I'd love to see them split a scene together with Leia talking to someone else, but then make it Lando, and then go back and forth kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
and so you could always
I forget the term for that.
Cutbacks?
No, the film term for that. It's a shot reverse shot.
Yeah, if they did that and then like somehow made it look like they were talking to each other.
Yeah, I mean
that would be good.
You've seen on sitcoms when they make characters play like their own siblings, like twin characters. They put them together, and sometimes it looks bad, but like nowadays they could make that look good. But I think a shot reverse shot's really cool. I always like that.
Yeah, so it doesn't look silly next to each other.
Yeah.
But they can still talk to each other one last time or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah. How'd you think Donald Glover did, though?
You know I didn't see the movie. Piss off.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Oh, fuck off. You know I didn't see it.
It wasn't that bad,
That wasn't what I
folks.
said by give me shit about it.
What did you...
We're fucking ending this.
So, who else is excited for Lando to show up? And also let us know your thoughts on what you think of them using old footage of Carrie Fisher to give Leia the proper send-off. And it sounds like her family wants it.
Yeah. I think it's honestly doing the character justice and doing Carrie Fisher justice by them doing it this way.
I'm going to cry.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of tears.
Like, I'm going to straight cry. I'll probably clap and cry at the same time. Stand up, too.
Yeah, I know. And I'll be like, James, sit the fuck down.
So, this was Flash News with the NerdPoint Show.
Yeah.
You can follow us at NerdPoint Show on Twitter.
Yeah, me at R2 Dillon.
And me at Mayhem_Ren. We'll see you next time, guys.